Now, this is a story that's been simmering for a while, the kind of beef that grabs headlines, fuels debates, and divides opinions. And today we're diving deep into the feud between two of South Africa's biggest names in hip-hop, and that is nastyc and Nota. A rivalry that's taken shots at everything from lyrics to lifestyles and even legacy.
Thinking that if we just say to the world, or say to South Africans, that he's making it in the States, they'll believe that and then they'll start buying it. But these are still South Africans. These are still people who are earning less than 20 Rand per hour, minimum wage at that point in time, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
So some will say it's all about respect, others say it's personal, but one thing's for sure, the beef is far from over. So let's break it down. How did it start? What's the reasons? How did it happen? And what is it for? Let's get into it. So nastyc, the kid from Durban, went from battling it out in local ciphers to being the Zulu man with some power in front of the world. At just 22, he had already carved a name for himself as one of the top artists in Africa. But not everyone was on board with this rise.
He doesn't speak like any of the people that are in his Origins documentary. Doesn't sound like them, doesn't seem like them, because he saw himself as a little American. And he's got this fantasy that I live in America. LA palm trees, as if Durban doesn't have its own palm trees.
Yeah, that'll be...
You understand what I'm saying? Rhyming Steve Biko with Deep Throat.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That was uncalled for.
That's just like, why? Calling your album Zulu Man with some power because no ID gave you that idea. I mean, Dion, yeah, he's cool, but Dion is not an authority in South Africa or South African culture.
So you think that whole album didn't represent South Africa?
The whole album was cap.
Nota, the outspoken music executive, entrepreneur, and controversial voice of South African hip-hop, he's never been the one to shy away from sharing his opinions, often brutally honest, sometimes to the point where it crosses the line. And that's exactly what happened when he started speaking about nastyc.
Dude, what happened with you and Nota? I didn't know. What was the beef about there? What happened there?
No, man. That guy.
Before we get into the music.
That guy is always like, just like, I don't know what to call it, man. He's always just like throwing in his own opinions about artists and stuff like that. And he had been doing that like with my name. And I just kept quiet.
Now, nastyc isn't the type to back down from a challenge. We know this. He took Nota's criticism very personally, calling him a cloud chaser and even mocking him for the irrelevant opinions he had.
So if you drop something and Nota's like, I think it's whack, does it matter to you? Or do you look at sales and go, I'm happy with it? Or do you just have to appease yourself and be like, great?
It depends on what I wanted to do with the album. See, that's another thing. These people want to come and judge. They don't even know what your plan was in the first place. I know what I wanted to do with the album. My album and the whole title and the logo, the aesthetic, everything. The shit I say in the interviews. Saw a plan that ties in with the album. What I'm trying to do is, I'm going global, but at the same time, I'm trying to make sure that as I do that, people know who I am, they know where I come from, they know what I rep, and it's not too hard or too harsh for them to digest. They can still say, okay, cool. His music is actually fucking fire though. Like, I understand everything he's saying. Is he really Zulu? Oh shit. Oh yeah, there is this song where he rapping Zulu. I wonder, what's his Steve Biko? Let me do some more research. And that has done that. It has done that. Do you know what I mean?
We champion him.
Yeah.
So they asked the Americans there, like, what do you think of nastyc? And the Americans was like, he's alright. He's cool, right? You know what I mean? And then one of the DJs, I don't know what happened, but one of the DJs played.
That was 17, yeah.
Zakwe.
Yeah. 17, yeah.
Yeah. They were like, yo, what is this?
So in a famous interview, nastyc didn't hold back, saying that Nota was just mad that he's not in the spotlight. He even called out Nota's lack of influence in the industry, saying if you're not making moves in the hip-hop industry, then you're just another guy who's talking, guessing like me.
Yeah.
That's somebody I know. It's like, dog, I know you. I know you haven't done shit for the game. But don't play with my name like that, dog. Like,
Questa's done shit.
Yeah, that's what I said even. I was like, yo, Questa's done something for the game. You sitting on his lap, dog. You should not be singing right now. Like, shut up, dog.
Yeah.
And there it was, the first round of the beef. It wasn't just about music anymore. It was about ego, respect, and status. And the world was watching. Everyone was watching, bro.
Abo nastyc are lost right now. He came up into the game, he got all to the highest heights, and then he's now back at ground level, performing at nightclubs and whatnot. We shouldn't see that as a failure. We should take a lesson in that. is because if you deny your identity, you'll be left with nothing. Blackie has now come in. He's now the new kid that everybody's, hey, Blackie. It's as if Nasty C didn't exist. But there would not be a Blackie without the success of Nasty C.
So as the beef went on social media, it was comments, it was podcasts, it was posts, it was tweets, it was just shots left, right, and center. And basically, Nota was saying that he feels as though Nasty C is a controlled artist who doesn't really have control over his image, and that he was selling out to the international market at the expense of the local authenticity.
It's not a beef. I don't have a beef with him.
Okay, what is it called?
No, I'm coaching him. I'm coaching him. It's because like he's not challenged. It's too easy. The music he makes is just shows that he's not challenged. He's just doing the same old thing because he's told it will work. And then like when he releases music, the label just prints plaques out of numbers that come from nowhere just to make it seem like they're doing a great job and they're doing something, you know what I mean? Just to keep up an illusion. And it's all like an illusion. And like, I'm so concerned because he's such a young person and South African hip-hop industry, and I told you, like, I played a very big role in constructing what it is today. It's so small that anyone can tip it the wrong way, and they did that. I don't blame his current label, you know, it's all Mabala Noise.
Right now, isn't he signed to Def Jam?
I mean, but he's still with Mabala Noise. It's either way, Mabala Noise is still involved. That's how the record business works. It's very complicated. So the artists don't understand how this stuff works.
But that's why you're here to break it down for us.
You understand? So the artists don't understand how this stuff works, and
so
the people around them keep them in a state where they don't know what's going on.
Meanwhile, Nasty C had his own response strategy, hitting back at Nota with slick comebacks.
I can't imagine me at 30 power tweeting in my room about a dude and being so over the moon about it.
And even poking fun at his relevance in the game. He flexed his international connections, saying, I'm doing what y'all wish you could do. I'm getting the global bag while you're stuck in the local trenches. How sad.
If you studied business in university, it's never gonna work. I dropped out, but I still read my textbooks and I understood everything that we were supposed to be taught in business school. And I ran businesses since I was 12 years old.
So the fans were divided, and some saw Nota's criticism as harsh but necessary and a call for local artists to keep it real. Others felt that Nasty C had the right to claim his space internationally and that Nota was just bitter. The conversations were all over Twitter, Instagram, and podcasts, making this a war of words that seemed to have no end. And I mean, Nota has been open about these artists who sound American. But for me, it just kind of seems like he has a thing with Nasty.
But do you feel that you're a little bit too hard on Nasty C? Because technically Nasty C started off as a kid from high school. Do you know what I mean? And a really good rapper. In my opinion, I think he's a dope rapper.
So
you know, I think sometimes
I'm hard on him.
You go too hard.
So do you not think that I go so hard on him because of how much I believe in him, how talented he is?
Yeah, I actually do. I think there is a part of that that's there, but a part of that also makes me feel like maybe you want to manage him, maybe.
Well, I am. I'm managing him from afar. No, seriously, because I have to manage his managers.
Yeah.
And also manage how they move by making sure that I am able to influence the rules of the game and how it operates. You know what I mean?
So Nota doubled down on his claims that Nasty C's success wasn't truly his own. He even went as far as to suggest that Nasty C had been manufactured by the industry. It was no longer just about music. It was about power, control, and who really owned their careers.
Now you get your Def Jam deal because Sipho Dlamini, who was the CEO of Universal at the time, had convinced them that, you know, hip-hop is blowing up and they need to bring the Def Jam imprint to South Africa.
So Nota was obviously accusing artists of being puppets for power, and this was a full-on critique of the very foundation of the South African music scene. And it just only pushed the feud further.
You look at Nasty C right now, and look that, you know, he's only 25, but he's past his peak.
You really feel like that?
Observe.
This beef is like, it's, I don't know if we should be calling this a beef, or is this guidance? Is it hate? Is it looking out for Nasty? Is it, what is it exactly?
First of all, he thought he understood what I was trying to do with the album, why it was called Zulu Man with Some Power. He thought it was just gonna be Zulu on Zulu on Zulu, like, do you know what I mean? And he's like, you failed to do that. There's only one song in Zulu and it's just one verse and it's not even educational. The song about Steve Beagle. First of all, who told you the song was about Steve Beagle? The title is Steve Beagle. Yes, the song is not about Steve Beagle. It's not a fucking book. It's not chapters, bro. It's like I title the song whatever I want to title it so that it could catch the attention. You know what I mean? Sometimes for different reasons. Sometimes just because that word is very repetitive in the song. You know what I mean? And yeah, nah, he's coming with the know-it-all, nah, you couldn't do what you thought you were doing. With this album, you said you were gonna do this. And it's like, but I did. And you don't know what you're talking about.
Give me from number 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna start with 4.
The worst.
I don't wanna say worst.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's not fuck.
Alright, just get it.
I would say Zulu Man with Some Power.